Okay. Hello, everyone. How are you all today?
Halo.
We are from Group 7. Now we'll presenting our material about financial relation between central and regional governments. But before we enter the presentation session, let me introduce myself and my friend. Totaling four people. The first is Iin Sri Devi Nababan. Second, Huriatul Husna. Uh, Third is Giva Febria Esa Rahman. And myself, moderator. For the first materi is background. State financial management plays an important role in supporting national and regional development. From the central to the village level, in order to fulfill the principles of good governance, state finance must be managed effectively, transparently, and accountable. The financial relationship between the center and region was previously regulated in Law No. 30 of uh, 33 of 2004 and Law uh, no 28 of 2000, 2009. To strengthen this management law number 1 of 2022 concerning financial relation between the central and regional government was issued. This law aims to create an efficient, fair, and responsible reconciliation system as well as encourage regional fiscal independence. Uh, for the next reader in Nawaban, times is here.
Okay, thank you, moderator. I will explain the material Introduction to Financial Relationship. Definition and importance of financial relation between the central and regional government. The reform era was the beginning of a historical milestone in improving financial relation between the central government and regional government in Indonesia. This was marked by the birth of Law Number 22 of 1999 concerning financial balance between the central and regional governments and Law Number 33 of 2004 concerning financial balance between the central government and regional governments. Next. The birth of the law is expected to minimize the financial gap between the center and the region so that a financial relationship is implemented fairly, transparently, proportionally, and democratically and efficiently in the context of implementing decentralization. The financial relationship between the central government and the region in the narrow sense is referred to as the financial balance of the central government and the regional government, which is one form of relationship from the many relationships between the central government and the regional government. Next. Policy and reform. Policies and reform in financial relation between the central and regional government aim to improve the effectiveness and efficiency of regional financial management. 1. Financial regulation. Law number 1 of 2022 concerning financial relation between the central government and regional governments regulates financial balance, regional authority, and transparency and accountability in regional financial management. 2. Financial management innovation. Several innovations that can be carried out to increase tax revenues and regional financial management are digitalization of the tax system, development of regional financial information system, increasing human resource capacity, and developing appropriate fiscal policies. Thus, policies and reform in financial relations between the central and regional governments can improve regional financial management capabilities and improve public welfare. Next. Objective of financial relation between central and regional government. The objective of financial relation between the central and regional government is to provide educate fiscal capacity to regional government. This is necessary because regional fiscal capacity is generally low compared to the financing needs for governance, development, and public service. The specific objective of central regional financial relation are: number one, rational distribution of power. Ensure the transfer of government authority over financial resource that is consistent with the delegation of responsibility. Next. Number two, educate share of financial resource. Ensure educate share of financial resource for the implementation of local government function. Number three, equitable distribution of government expenditure. Distribute government expenditure evenly among region. Number four, fair tax and levies. Taxes and levies collect by local government should be in line with the distribution of government expenditure burden on the community. Thus, the central regional financial relationship is expected to increase the efficiency, and equity of development in the region. I'll return that to the moderator.
Thank you, Iin. To the next material will be read by Giva. Giva, time is yours.
Thanks, moderator. Next material, challenge in central and regional government financial relation. Number one, the problem of balancing fund. Balancing funds are still vertical, causing regional dependence on the center. The AU is ineffective in inserting PAD. The AU dominance creates inefficiency in employee spending and unfair distribution. The acre is vulnerable to politicization. Allocation is not transparent, and the concentration funds have not fully become the acre. Number two, inequality of general allocation fund. The DIU formula is blessed and does not consider the growth of new autonomous region, exacerbating inequality. Fiscal loopholes are difficult for the public to access, opening up opportunities for manipulation. Number 3, the complexity of the special allocation fund. The allocation fund of the ACE is complicated. There are many criteria and technical needs, and it is vulnerable to political intervention. The technical instructions are led this distinct budgeting and the accompanying become an additional burden, especially for poor areas. The adjustment fund is also not clearly regulated. And number 4, unclear revenue sharing fund. The distribution of DBH is unclear and the region have no bargaining position. The proportion of DBH from natural resource is not in accordance with Article 33, paragraph 3 of the 1945 and has not been reflected in the constitutional. Next case study 1. Regional autonomy depends on transfer from the center is still high. Analysis, regional autonomy revealed that the fiscal dependence of regional government on fund transfer from the central government is still very high. Data from Litbang Kompas on 508 districts in 2023 show that an average of 79.4% of regional income comes from central transfer fund, such as general allocation fund, revenue sharing fund, special allocation fund, special autonomy fund, as well as special fund and village fund. Only 4.3% of regions were able to keep their fiscal dependence below 50%. This shows that the ideal of region autonomy to create fiscal independence has not been fully achieved. This dependency is more pronounced in Eastern Indonesia, where most regions are highly dependent on central government funding to finance government and public service. The main challenge is the low regional income due to minimal innovation and suboptimal management of local economic potential. This indicates that fiscal decentralization over the past 2 decades has not been effective in encouraging regions to be financially independent. To improve this condition, a strategy is needed to strengthen regional capacity in explore PAD, improve financial governance, and core innovation at the local level so that fiscal independence can truly be realized. That's all the material have delivered. I will return it to the moderator.
Thank you, Giva. The next material will be read by Huriatul Husna. Huriatul Husna, times is here.
Thanks to moderator. The next is case study 2. Acting Mayor, Malang City ready to implement central and regional government financial relation law. Analysis, Malang City government is ready to support the implementation of the law on financial relation between the central and regional governments for fiscal independence. Malang City Regional Secretary Eric Setio Santoso represented the acting mayor of Malang in the National Coordinating Meeting on Regional Revenue, which aimed to elect perception about the financial relation between the central and regional governments. Eric said the regional need a strategy to explore revenue potential, reduce dependence on central funds, and improve human resource capabilities so that they can adapt to technological advance and new regulation. Acting Mayor Iwan Kurniawan also appreciated this event and emphasized the importance of regional quickly adapting to the demands of the times. The next is case study 3. Tulung Agung vehicle tax revenue sharing increased by 10 million impact of SKPD law. Analysis. The implementation of the law on financial relation between the central and regional governments has a positive impact on Tulung Agung original regional income. The motor vehicle tax revenue sharing is predicted to increase by 10 billion due to change in composition from previously 70% for the province and 30% for the district or city to 65% for the district or city and 35% for the province. This increase in value depends on the number of motor vehicle in each region, where large cities such as Sidoarjo, Surabaya, and Malang have experienced a significant increase, while areas such as Pantura and Madura have actually decrease. For certainty of the nominal, there will still be future discussion with the East Java province governments. This additional PAD is expected to support performance and development in Tulung Agung. The next is case study 4. Regional financial independence contribution of regional regions income of Bojonegoro Regency in 2023. Analysis. In 2023, Bojonegoro Regency showed a fairly good level of regional financial independence. Local original income contribute 62.3% to total regional income, making it the main source of regional income. Meanwhile, the contribution of central funds such as oil and gas revenue sharing funds, general allocation funds, and special autonomy funds was 37.7%. The tourism sector has not meet the target, with a realization of 1 billion from a target of 1.5 billion. In addition, the budget financial surplus in 2023 was recorded at 2.9 trillion. The increased financial independence the regional governments need to optimize the trade, service, and tourist sector, and as well increase the efficiency of the use of central funds and improve the management of regional spending and debt. The next is case study 5. Presidential instruction 1 of 2025 threatens regional autonomy. Why? Analysis. Presidential instruction number 1 of 2025 and to increase efficiency in the state regional spending in the implementation of the 2025 state budget and regional budget. This impress regulation restriction on spending on ceremonial activities, studies, comparative studies, printing, publication, seminar, reducing official travel, honorariums, and direct grants, and focus on spending with measurable output. The Regional Autonomy Implementation Monitoring Committee assessed this impress has the potential to treat regional autonomy because it reduces the fiscal space of regional governments. Believe that fiscal efficiency should be carried off to improve supervision and guidance, not with a command approach that limit regional flexibility. As a result, many regions have complained about the budget cuts that have an impact on public service and development. That's all the material that I can explain. I return it to the moderator.
Okay, thank you, Huda. Next, conclusion. I will read the conclusion myself. The financial relationship between the central and regional governments aims to ensure a fair, transparent, and efficient distribution of resources to support the implementation of decentralization. Although through the regulatory reform, this relationship still face challenges such as regional fiscal dependence on the center, imbalance in balancing funds, and unclear mechanisms for revenue sharing funds. Strength- Strengthening financial relationship is needed so that regions have adequate fiscal capacity to finance development and public service. That's all our group can convey. Thank you and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.